Hello, everyone, and welcome to my podcast, a project that I've had for a minute. I've thought about it, I've never gotten to actualize it, but this year I decided I'm actually going to do it. And with your help, with the help of my amazing guests and everyone that I'll have on set, I intend to make this a space where we can unpack your traumas, where we can talk about your love stories, we can talk about your experiences, your money challenges, all the challenges you face in life, really. We really want to talk about it, unpack it, share your experiences with us, and get to hear some of mine as well as we just, get to go through life. This is the Girl Code podcast hosted by me, yours truly, Nyenduko254 or Nyenduko Nyabuto, whatever you want to call me, really. And with the help of the amazing people I've had in this journey, I've had a very, very, very supportive friend called Momo. Momo, the guy from Crypto, you know him? You know the guy. I've had my friend Breen. I've had amazing people that have really supported me, Omari, and other people that have really pushed me into doing this. I knew I wanted to do it for a minute, but I've actually gotten to do it now. So let's just get through this journey together. Today I get to sit down with my friend, someone I've known for years. I don't have many people that I've known for years, but this particular person, I've known him for a while. It's funny how we met. That's a story for another day. I'll tell you about it some other day. Allow me to introduce to you Daktari, my friend Roshan Maulid.
Hi.
A guy that has gone through it all. Yeah, life has put him through the ring, but like a phoenix, you rose from that, and I'm proud of you.
Thank you.
We want to know your story.
Whew. Well, that's a lot, so I don't really know where to start.
We have the time.
I'll start by giving a brief introduction of where I come from. So my name is Roshan. I was born and raised in Kisumu. Then I got to travel the world up to my adulthood. That's where now all the drama started.
Did you travel the world as a child?
Not as a child, as a teenager, but
still. Okay.
But yeah, so I came back I was in India, I was studying medicine. So I came back to Nairobi to basically start my life. When I was in India, business was more of my forte per se. So I came to Nairobi and I didn't want to go back to school. So I started a small business. I pitied it, like literally. When people look at me, say, "Oh, you're a spoiled brat."
You're one of those faces.
Oh. So I pitied it. There was even a time I used to eat groundnuts and chai strungi for dinner.
You had groundnuts.
Yeah, so basically I moved out of my parents' house. I started a small kabiashara. That at that time is when OLX had just come in. So most people didn't know this, but on OLX, someone who is looking for a job would post, "I'm looking for A, B, C, and D." And you'd post that you're selling A, B, C, and D. So I used to go around looking for vehicles. Someone has posted he's looking for Toyota for 300,000. This guy is selling it for 400,000. Now I become the broker. And anakula hizo pesa za juju. So that worked well until sometime later OLX got banned because of conning and whatnot. So there was a cousin of mine who had a butchery in Mirema. So akaniambia, hey, what's up? You've been lost. I need to talk to you. So I'm like, okay, yeah. So we meet up, and then it was very funny because I was thinking about the same thing. So she tells me, I have this space and I want to start a liquor business, like a pub. I was like, yeah, sure, why not? I have this amount of money. So we started with buying small, those quarters. Started with those, build up the business until I think it was 2017 or 2016 when these guys, the immigration came and now they're deporting the Nigerians back. Remember in Roysambu, our biggest clients walikuwa maoga. These guys had money. They'd come wakunywe bure. At the end of the month when they have, it's called cash out. When they have that money, they pay you. So things got tough. We sold the business, split the money. Then I moved to Kisumu.
Oh, so you had been in Nairobi the whole time?
Yes.
Okay.
So I moved now to Kisumu in late 2017 to Kingia 2018. So that's where I started my shisha business in Kisumu. I was applying in clubs and all that. So being me, remember throughout my whole life, I'd never dated anybody. I was just having flings.
Where?
I was never in love.
You just never committed?
No, I never. So when I moved to Kisumu, you know, you're new in a new town, you know,
Yeah.
everybody wants to know who's this new
And
guy.
you have this face.
And money back then, yeah.
Oh, wow, yeah, and money.
So everybody is curious to know who this person is. That's how I started out in Kisumu. I used to supply shisha in most of the clubs in Kisumu, get my small monies, you know. So one of my sexual escapades, someone got pregnant and she was Muslim. So I didn't want her to have an abortion because I was not ready to commit. So I told her, if you want to get rid of the baby, fine, I will support you. If you're keeping the baby, fine, I'll support you. But I'm not going anywhere. So she had her own life. I had my own life. The only thing that brought us together was the baby. So my mother's side is Muslim. So I was going to introduce her to my grandma. I'm like, so this is the girl that I've been seeing and she's pregnant. That was on a Friday. On a Sunday, we got married.
Wow.
Yes, just like that.
You just woke up and got married?
Just like that.
No plan, nothing?
I introduced her on Friday. You know, an Islamic family, they make decisions for you. You really have no say. And at that point, I could not disrespect my grandmother. So, you know, I said, what? It's fine. You know, we'll try and make it work. If it does, well and good. If it doesn't, ni sawa. So tulifungishwa nikah on a Sunday, you know, we had a small nikah at my grandmother's place. And then now we started life together. We moved in together, you know, trying to work. Because ishafanyika, there's, you know.
Yeah.
So we tried to work things out. So during that point, things didn't really work out. I mean, you know, I felt that she was not ready for marriage and neither was I.
You were not into it.
I just had to do it because at the end of the day, you know, Islam there's this taboo that they have. They say that when your child is born out of wedlock, it's a big problem when she's going to get married. And she was having a girl. So you know what? Kasema tupambane. We tried, you know, things were not really going according to how we had hoped. So I moved back into my ways. Nikarudi nyuma, kaendelea kupiga sherehe. And it got to a point where we were like brother and sister. You know, you'd live with someone in the same house. You don't really share a meal together.
Wow.
You sleep in the same bed, but moja anaangalia huku, mwingine anaangalia huku, you know. I went back to my ways. I had fun. So during that time, I met some lady. And I thought that now maybe this is a person for me, yeah. So went for vacation, you know. And things didn't really work out.
At this point, you already have the baby?
No, the baby was not yet born. She was pregnant. So went and tried to see if this new catch, was it a fling? So we went to Rusinga for, I think, a month or so. So on coming back, I realized that this particular lady that I met was not ready to settle down, you know, or to have a family per se. And I always wanted a family. That's why I didn't want for her to get rid of the baby. So when this new particular fling didn't work out, I went to her. I told her, you know what? this is my baby, let's focus on the kid, everything else will come later. So we said yes, came back together, started again. I was taking care of her, natoka job, nampikia, I make sure she's eaten. I was that person. So the baby came. The baby was born sometime in July 30th, 2018. And I think a month later, she had complications in hospital. Then a month later, we lost a child. At that particular point, I really wanted nothing to do with this woman because I was already detached. Even after the baby was born, there was just so much tension in the house. So I was sleeping out most of the nights, I'd come in the morning to check on my child. Is the baby okay, And at that particular point, I think Kenya had banned the shisha business in 2018. So things were really tough on my end, I have a newborn baby, So I went to my uncle who owns a movie shop in some place called World Vision, Kwele Junction. So I used to walk from there to Nyamasaria.
You used to stay in Nyamasaria?
I used to stay in Nyamasaria. So I used to walk from there all the way.
It's a distance.
I used to walk every single day because the amount of money I was getting was 300 bob per day. So, you'd get 300 and then cheze madil zako. So at least you're getting 500 bob. There's food in the house. So pesa unachanga tu pesa kulipa rent. I think exactly a month, because the baby passed away on 31st of the next month. So things were really bad because we had already drifted apart and there was really nothing to hold us together. The baby's gone, So my mom told me, I had not spoken to my mom in a long time since I left Nairobi. So my mom came. She was there after now the funeral. My mom told me, Baba, this girl is going through a lot. You would not understand what she's going through now because you've never lost a baby. Imagine carrying a human being inside you for 9 months and then you lose it. And then the person who made this baby with you also abandons you.
That's tough.
She can commit suicide. I said, you know what? At this point, I feel like we have something in common and maybe this will bring us back together.
Bonded over grief.
So I said, you know what? Let me just stay and try and work things out. We didn't really work things out. Things became worse. Things became really worse for both of us. And I was in a really bad place. I was broke. Ile pesa kidogo I would get now, I would start chewing miraa. I started chewing miraa. I started getting drunk. I'd go home in the middle of the night. I'm wasted. I just want to sleep. In the morning, I wake up, go to the shop, smelling of alcohol, Unajua, when you wake up in the morning and you're drunk, you just, lazima utoe your lock so that. So things were really bad to a point that, we said, wacha tuishi tu kama mandugu na madada tena. Because now there's no coming back from that. So at one point, I left. Things got really bad. I had to leave. I went to my grandmother's house.
So at this point, what happened to your Rusinga person? Where was your Rusinga person?
She had left.
So after Rusinga, she just
vanished. Maybe it's just one of these people wanataka kula happy, When you have money, they want you for that particular time. So after I came back from Rusinga, the business had started deteriorating when we were in Rusinga, and she knew about it because I was getting less money. Because the plan was to stay for 2 months. The reason why we stayed on for just a month is because pesa ilikuwa inaingia kidogo. From 40,000 a day, I used to get 30, 20. It got to a point where I was just getting 2,000 every single day. And you're staying in Rusinga, unajua unamwaga tu pesa. So I told her we have to go back and cut this short, because at that particular point she was not working. So vile nilirudi, and the entire time she was expressing how I should get back together with my baby mama, because she did not want for the baby to be raised without her parents, blah blah blah. So I said it's fine. So after I left, I went to my grandmother's place. I stayed there for like a week, and then I get a call from a friend of mine. This was during I think it was when Nyong'o had gone into office. So a friend of mine calls me up and I'm like, Roshan, niaje, do you still do printing and whatnot? I said yes. Now kuna job nimepata hapa, can you get some money? I said, you know what, why not? So I went, I asked a couple of my friends, hey, what's up? I need some money, kuna job nimepata. So that was the first job I did for Dorothy, Nyong'o's wife, for Luo Lives Matter. I was branding the t-shirts. This friend of mine, my God, rest his soul, was a very good friend of mine. Alinipigia tu, hey, Roshan, aje kuna job hapa. I think we printed like 1,000 t-shirts. I was given some little money, nikasema hapa wacha nishikilie. So when I got the money now is when now I started printing the Wafalme brand.
Yeah, Wafalme.
Because I already started printing these t-shirts. So I said, now let me put a brand on this so that it becomes, winner's attitude.
Yeah.
That's why I started getting little money. My friends, I remember you, my cousins, people were really, they were into the brand, the design. So I started printing and branding the Wafalme merchandise. Ilikuwa inaenda makofia, the limited editions. I was getting really good money. So at that particular point, we moved to another house because I had money. Kasema now this house, we need to look for a bigger house because now we have money.
Yeah.
We moved to this new house. Bado tu Nyamasaria, but now this was a penthouse with sliding doors and whatnot.
Wow.
So
Low mindset.
So tukasema, you know what? If the money is there, why not? So we moved to this house. Things, vitu zilikuwa zimeanza kuwa sawa. Then I get another call. Roshan, your company does supplies. Kuja kuna deal nataka tukule. I'm like, okay, sure, why not? So you go, you sit down and they tell me, there's a deal for supplies, but kuna pesa mzuri hapa. I'm like, oh, sure, why not? Nikaenda. I went, but I didn't have enough money. So I consulted a friend of mine, akaniambia enda National Bank utapatiwa loan. So unataka kusupplies, uko na LPO? I'm like, yeah, enda ongea na manager, her name is so and so, atakusort. I went, nikapatiwa loan. I supplied. Na nikasupply. So kwa hiyo loan, nilikuwa na kapesa fulani imebaki. I went to Sultan, the runner. We talked and kaambia nataka gari. Because now maisha imekuwa
life is good.
Life imefika hiyo point. I need a car. Naniambia sawa, kuna hizi ma premium. I remember it was a KCR 712H Axio. Naniambia gari ndio hii, so I took that. Mko yangu ya kuzunguka nayo. Now I had a car. Kidogo naambiwa I've been shortlisted for an interview. Baby mama had applied for a job for me kitambo. Alituma tu CV yangu. Alituma CV akasema acha nijaribu. So I was called. I'm like, job. Me nakufanyia mtu, me I don't work well with people. Me I don't like reporting to people. Kasema acha niende. I think it was on Eid. Nikaenda nikapata hiyo job. Sales executive. I'm like, okay, sawa. So hapo nilikuwa na income na nilikuwa na kabiashara. Money
was flowing.
Yeah, it was really nice. Those who knew me back then would enjoy. People would come, we'd party Monday to Monday.
Wow.
And that's the time that mixologist Amo had just come into
To
Kisumu.
Kisumu.
So he was my person. Whenever I'd go, I'd buy a boti, naka kwa mezangu, but cocktails, zitembe. So I had some good money. And then the first month went, second, third month, pesa account haikuji. Bank ndio hiyo.
I remember those calls.
Bank, we, Roshan, Rada, So it got to a point, you're feeling so frustrated, pesa haikuji, unaenda kufuatilia, unasema, ngoja, pesa ijaingia, you know. Na wewe umeona national government imetoa pesa. Pesa hakuna. So I said, you know what? It's our. And we are drinking. Then Amo tells me, Roshan, napata wapi kahaya? Nini mbaya? Nataka niende Kakamega, niko na job, alafu niende LD. Nikamwambia si just use my car. Chukua gari ndio hii. Weka mafuta, will go. So out of nowhere, that's how I started the car hire. Kidogo ndio hii. Kidogo, huyu, so and so, so and so. And you know, I was not paying for that car. Mimi nilikuwa nishanunua gari.
Yeah.
So this money ilikuja ika-accumulate. Remember, I was working as a sales executive. So basically, I'd go into the office on Monday, sign whatever I'm signing, sign petty cash, you know. Na natoka naenda zangu. I say nimeenda field. Niko LD, niko Kakamega. So you know, I'm the one who decides where I'm going.
Yeah.
So Amo akiniambia tunaenda Kakamega, kumbuka Amo amehaya gari. Ofisi inanipatia mafuta.
Na bado Amo analipia.
Na bado Amo analipia mafuta na analipia gari.
Smart guy.
So kidogo nikakuja nikachanga nao my salary. Ilikuja ikafika around 1M. Karudi rana nikamwambia need another car.
Need a better car.
Kaniambia, you know now these cars are just seated here. The new shape axles zilikuwa zimetoka. KCT na KCS. Yeah. Kaniambia wefanya hivyo, weka deposit 250 uchukue gari 4.
Wow.
Tutamalizana mbele. I'm like, why not? Nikaenda nikaweka do. So I was paying 32,000 per vehicle per month.
Wow.
Because kaya in Kisumu ilikuwa ni high storm peke yake. Sigi ndio ilikuwa na high storm, and then a friend of mine Sinachi. Sinachi pia ilikuwa na yake. But there was small walikuwa huko chini. You know me, Roshan, niko na watu, niko na connections.
You know everyone.
So I said, you know what? Hii biashara haiwezi anguka. Na ikianguka Mungu anichape kibo. Alikuwa na kiburi. Kakuja, money was coming in nicely. I bought a Mercedes Benz.
Yeah, I saw it.
I bought the Mercedes Benz, I bought the BMW, and then nikanunua superbike yangu, the gold one. And my life was very nice. So I was like, you know what? Maisha ndio hii, Mungu asante. You know, things were even okay now.
The relationship,
you know, when money is there.
When money is there, fam, it works.
You know, everything was smooth. I'd go out of town, I'll do my things. Mimi hata sigombani. Siulizi hata uko wapi, you know.
So you're bringing money.
Pesa iko, you know, we don't lack anything. So kidogo, she gets pregnant.
Now brother and sister is over.
Vile pesa ilingia, hiyo iliisha. I think it was just poverty.
Umaskini ni mbaya.
Once hiyo nini ilingia, some little money, hiyo brother na sister iliisha. You know, because you'd come home, you're drunk, you're horny, you know. So she got pregnant, now with Ira. At that particular point, I think she had a problem with me, you know, sleeping outside. Because deep down, she probably knew that I was with women. And to be honest, 90% of the time, I was with the boys. The other 10%, yes, I won't lie. Maybe I was with women. You know?
Maybe.
Just maybe. But 90% I was with the boys. You know, you're with your boys, you know, you're having fun. Time passes hata ushughuliki.
What's with men and their boys though? Okay.
So, she got pregnant. Mambo zilikuwa tu sawa. So, I think it was during plus size. Wait, before we get to plus size, at that point, now bank walikuwa wamechoka. Now these guys walikuwa wananipigia. Nikasema, you know what? I'd sell, wacha niuze Mercedes yangu, I offset that loan. You know? Because now it's becoming a bother.
Yeah.
So I had to reduce on my, because I used to go out Monday to Monday. Pesa ilikuwa. Kasema wacha ni cut down kidogo, I save some money, ni offset loan. Nikauza hiyo Mercedes nika offset loan. Kukaa kidogo, Kisumu never had Ubers and Bolts. It's never had. Kukaa kidogo, they introduced Dango cabs na little cabs. We'd charge 1,500 bob airport pickup, airport drop off. Because there's a driver who is taking you.
Yeah.
You understand? Yo gari inalipiwa loan. Vile hizo vitu ziliintroduziwa kutoka town mpaka airport was 300 bob. Wewe unacharge mtu 1,500. Business started going down. Kasema hapa maneno itakuwa ngumu. So he said things were tough. Nimepata pesa, kiburi kaniambia hii kazi hainisaidii.
Acha kazi.
Napatiwa stress, what for? Wachana na kazi, concentrate kwa kahaya yako. Kasema ni sawa. And then Wafalme now was still printing. I even got a chance to brand for Kenya Airways at Kisumu offices.
Oh yeah, yes.
Ile ya Western, and then there was some 2 Wahindi agencies. We branded for them. So nikatoka hiyo time, pesa iko kidogo. Magari ziko, lakini sijalipa ya, you know, the first month instead of paying 100 and nalipa 260. I pay for 2 cars. 2 cars sijalipa, nime default. The second month. So ikafika place auctioneers wakachukua magari. Kwa nimefika kwa shimo. And there was nothing that I could do. So 2 cars went.
So you have 2 cars, you sold the Mercedes?
Niliuza Mercedes. Hiyo BMW mpaka iko mpaka waleo iko kwa mawe imesimama. So I sold the Mercedes, nikalipa National Bank. Nikabaki na superbike zangu 2 na gari za kahaya 3. You know, the KCR had already paid for it.
Yeah.
Nikabaki na hizo 3. Kukaa nafuatilia na watu wa county ati your file haipatikani.
Wow.
So my friend Victor akanitumia message. Actually it was a post ati files zenye zilikuwa sijui there was a fire at the county zilichomeka.
I remember that story.
Victor akanitumia link. Kuangalia files zimechomeka. How on a Sunday, how does county offices who don't work on a Sunday inachomeka, how does it get fire? Na niyo place tu ya accounts. Mali kuna files. Mbona tu ichomeke?
Convenient much.
And then it took 10 minutes for the fire brigade to get there. It's like they knew hii moto itawashwa, after 10 minutes mufike muizimie. Isi spread kwa ofisi zingine. It was very convenient. Hapa nikasema sasa mimi sioni. Remember nimebaki na gari 2 na KCR. Kukaa another 2 months. Now things are very tough. And then there was plus size. Kulikuwa na Kisumu plus size somewhere hapo. Then nikaenda, my friend was MCing. Naona namuona anaongea na mali safi.
Kitu kali.
Me being me, hey bro, rada, what's up? Akaniambia huyu ndiye MC fulani, but you know, things are not, jamaa yuko serious.
It's a bumpy right
yeah.
now.
So kama unajua you are serious, go for it. Nikasema sawa, mimi unajua ni kichwa ngumu. I went, shot my shot. So from there, that's how I met now my second baby mama. From there, I saw like this particular woman, you know, nilijua hapa ndio mwisho. This will be my end. I'd finally be happy.
You found the love of your life.
Yani, you know, at that point I knew nimeshikilia. So we went out on a few dates, you know, ile kidogo. I was flying to Nairobi often.
Hold on. At this point, your relationship is working properly at home. Ama imeanza kuwa bumpy?
Ilikuwa tu. My relationship was just there. Because remember, I'm out of town on Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
You know, absence makes the heart grow fonder. When you're not there a lot, it could actually work.
I'd come. Mimi nikitoka Duna nakuja naoga. Monday ndio hiyo saa 9, mimi utanipata Bakedia. Nimepaka gari pale chini naoshwa railways, I'm drinking.
Kana mzinga yako.
Nangoja jioni ifike magal dems wakuje. Kurudi kwa nyumba ni asubuhi because she's pregnant, you know. So cause hakuna kitu ya kufanya.
Wow.
Nikatoka. So my relationship was just there. So I met this girl and you know, I was like, maybe this is it. Najua nimefika mwisho. We go out. Things are okay. So I think after that event, another 2 months, nilikuwa nimedefault. Watu wakakuja tena.
Kachukua gari zao.
Auctioneers, unajua akishachukua napeleka kwa nini wanangoja kuzi-auction. I had to sell KCR.
The one that you had bought.
Yes, niuzie KCR, nilipie hizo mbili ndio at least ilete because watu wako wanataka hiyo KCR, wako wanataka KCT, it's the new shape. You know, it's 1300cc, this one is 1800cc. Inakunywa mafuta kidogo. So I sold it, nikatoa hizo gari mbili. So hizo ndo zilikuwa zinafanya. Kakuja now after I met this girl. This girl was staying in a house in Polyview. A bed sitter alikuwa analipa 8,000. So nikaambia, me I'll pay your rent. Wewe sitaki uhangaike, mshahara yako kaa nayo, I don't want it. You stay. Kwa kidogo, someone from the county calls me. Company yako ya supply bado inafanya. Hey.
And they have not paid you?
They have not paid me. Now, kuna job Russia ya my fire extinguisher. The company that I used to work for, ilikuwa na deal na hizo ma fire extinguisher. Nikaambia nisiao, hii pesa wacha tukule. Went to Russia. Nikaongea nao wase kwa ofisi. Nikaambia mimi ndo napeleka. It is me who is supplying, not you. Kaenda tukasupply the pesa ilikuwa mzuri, ilikuwa around 1.2. Some really good money. Kaenda hiyo dosi nikalipa kampuni, nikachukua yangu. Kaka. 3 weeks later mtu ananipigia, wewe ni aje? Poa sana. You remember me? I'm so and so. Yeah. Can we meet at Tuskys? Nikamwambia yes. Kwenda tumepatana, nikamama kapatana naye. She had gone to the salon. Mali anasongwa na malimi unyolewa. Hey, I'm like, when this woman has been needing me, and she was working for the hospital where I had supplied. And she comes like, unajua kuna ile kampani vile uli supply, kuna vile tunacha. She gives me 500,000 kwa bahasha ya brown.
Wow.
Chukua hii. So it didn't ring in my head what this was for, but I played along. Kasema labda huyo ameni-confuse na akanipatia kwa bahasha. Because she knew exactly who I was, but me I can't seem to, because we've not met before. Akanipatia. Nikachukua, kaenda. So things were okay. Mambo ilikuwa fiti. Nikaambia nao mwenye alikuwa na mimba. Nikaambia now, me I'm thinking I need to, because now siwezi kuwa nalala kwa kiti. Because ilifika point nilikuwa nalala kwa kiti.